Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VAU Mic Check. I'm Nathan, and this is Michael,
What's up?
and we are getting ready to kick this off. We have a Folgers Cafe script today, and it's a referencing script. And so let's get ready to enjoy some interpretation and just have some fun honing our skills today.
So this is part of an ongoing theme that we have for this month of referencing and adding a little bit of your own personal touch to it, adding a little bit of improv. So feel free to make the script a little bit yours. Don't. But what I mean by that though is make it feel a little bit more natural. Let it flow a little bit easier from you. A lot of the time, sometimes, and I hope this isn't confused here, when it's been said that to make the script a little bit more yours, there's been some interesting creative rewriting of scripts. That's not necessarily what we mean, and this is something that you'll probably come across when doing this kind of work. Is they'll ask you to add a little something extra of yourself into the script, add a little bit more realism, basically make it more human and which in the end falls under the blanket explanation of being more conversational. So go ahead and add a little something of yourself into there, but don't deviate too far from the script itself.
So who's ready to go first?
If everybody's chicken, I'll go.
All right, go for it.
This isn't one of those coffees that you just sit, sip, and as the world passes by. Folgers' new cafe lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. It's not the coffee that you drink and take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Okay.
Yeah, that is like the voice is really great for a coffee ad.
That's definitely. I felt like I was listening to a movie announcement.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it doesn't fit.
Okay.
Really?
No, not at all. And not to say that he did necessarily a bad job, but I think it just it felt like more of a movie announcement than it would like a Folgers coffee commercial. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but most of the Folgers coffee commercials that I've ever seen, they actually employ a female voice for them. Um, and it's somewhat quick, somewhat upbeat. Uh, I mean, come on. Imagine you just drank a cup of coffee. I don't know if you are a coffee drinker. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult for me because I'm not really a coffee drinker.
Well,
But
you said put a little of yourself in there. So,
yeah,
I mean, I could do a traditional ad if you want me to.
well, yeah, brighten it up a bit. But like the only thing I'm saying is that the feel was very movie announcer.
It reminded me of that Arby's spot.
Oh yeah, with the King's Hawaiian rolls
Yeah,
Arby spot.
yeah. I mean,
All
it
right. So
pulled
you
in
want me to
that.
do another one?
Yeah. Go ahead, go for another one.
All right.
Except add the yeah, you're a father. Add the dad in there.
I'll do a little regular. This isn't one of those coffees you just sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing Introducing Folgers Cafe Lattes, delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guys. So it's not the coffee you drink and take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
There you go. I think that fit the script a little bit more. What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, it sounded like it fit good. It was a little bit faster paced, but being that it's not the coffee that you just sit and drink to end the day, I guess a little bit faster pace isn't too bad, but I would pull it back maybe just a little bit.
Well, the first one he said was too slow, so I tried to speed it up a little bit. I guess I need to find a middle ground.
Yeah, about mid-range.
But we'll let somebody else take a shot at it. Let's see what we come up with.
Okay, I'd like to try.
Okay.
Okay. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes, delicious coffeehouse-style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Okay. Just a quick point of clarification. It's pronounced Folgers.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No worries. Just letting you know. So it is pronounced Folgers. Well,
Maybe I
I
was
think there's
aiming. I
some
mean,
words in the script. There are some words in the script that I think kind of need a little bit more emphasis. And this is just going along with the basic message. So for things like the last two sentences, so it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. Break is kind of like the slight emphasis word on that one because it's a comparing and contrasting. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it.
okay. It's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it.
Oh yeah, more the emphasis on into it, but yeah, you're comparing and contrasting right here. So this is like, this is not this kind of coffee, it's this kind of coffee.
Okay. Let's hear another interpretation.
Yeah. Well, does anybody else want to go ahead and give this one a try? Okay, why don't I go next?
Yeah, 'cause
All right. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse taste. Pick up. Delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Mike, you kind of dropped it at the end.
Okay.
Because the Folgers
it's-
Cafe Latte is supposed to be the selling point, and
Mhm.
you just kind of like breeze right through it.
Yeah.
Okay, I could redo that. I could redo that then. So the new Folgers Cafe Latte needs to be more billboarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's your
All right.
tagline.
All right. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafes. I don't know why it's throwing me off. Pick up. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse-style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to break in. Pick up. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. How about that? A little better? Should I button it up a little bit more? Not quite so good.
I think you got to sell the coffee a little bit more.
I gotta sell the
Yeah,
coffee.
it was like someone
Yeah.
telling me. It was like someone was telling me, okay, this coffee is good, but not an ad telling me that this coffee is good.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the style.
Sorry.
I understand the style, and it can. We had done something similar to this last time, one conversational style ad. So that is the approach you are going with, yeah. But it was too casual, I guess.
I think even in the beginning for all of us, the open line has to be the thing that pulls you in. And I didn't think about it until after I did it, but it's like, yo, this isn't one of them coffees that you just sit and sip as the world passes you by. To get you to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll try it again then. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
You kind of went up on the break into it. If you understand what I'm saying, you said it's not the coffee you drink to break into it.
A bit of up talk on there.
Oh, right. Really?
So, it's the coffee you drink to break into it. Okay?
Okay.
Come on, Mikey, one more time.
You know what happened to the last guy who called me Mikey? Huh? You don't want to know what happened to the last guy who called me Mikey.
Okay, sorry. What happened?
All right. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
That sounded better.
That sounds better.
Almost. Yeah. I'm still not happy with it, Mike.
He's still not okay. What's up with it? What would make it perfect in your opinion?
The starting, the middle was great. Like it had a very nice build up and it held there. And then at that, it's the coffee you drink to break into it. That part, I mean, it was nothing massive, but it was very. You can pick it up, a little drop, so to speak.
And on your script, right? Put some colons right after introducing. So it lets you see.
Introducing.
Right. because it's a new product, right? And they use new twice, so we know that it's a new product. And they want you to know that it's new. So you got introducing, new. And then when you get down the bottom, then you gotta hit that new again.
Okay, so I'm emphasizing the new.
I'm giving up voice acting, fellas. I'm starting my coaching career.
Well, that's the point of the mic check. No, I'm just kidding. The point of the mic check is to open up your ears a little bit more to what you're doing.
Right.
Very true.
But see, that's when I listen to y'all, I'm listening to find out the things that I might be missing.
Yeah, and that's exactly why it's set up like it is.
Right.
All right. So hit the new a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. Let's give this a go one more time. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
No, I like that one.
That buttoned up nicely.
Yeah, the richer, coffeeer, and frothier had a little pause in it, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm taking that a bit too far, but the reason I did that is because it's just those are such weird descriptive words.
They are. And
Coffeer,
Yeah.
they roll out a little bit.
especially coffeer, is just such a weird descriptive word to try to use. So I
Honestly,
figure, like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I needed that pause. You were right.
Yeah, I wanted to make it sort of seem like I was thinking through those words.
Okay.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Was that the take? Do I need to do it
I think it
again?
was.
I think that was the take. That, you
All
know,
right.
what was I telling my wife the other day? Nothing happens in one take.
No, no.
No. No,
No.
if you do it in one take, you just are incredibly lucky.
The TV spot I did for a promo not too long ago, the guy, I did it in two, which really surprised me because I thought, surely this needs one more. You know, that's. I'm like, we're done? You don't need one more? It's like, no, that's good. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Well, I was reading the Allberger, James Allberger's book, and it was a while back, but one of them, one of the things that they said is that sometimes you do hit it on the first take, and everything you do after that is just messing it up.
True, very true. Well, I've listened to that spot, well, because it's at the TV station I work at. So I listened to that spot, and I'm hearing elements from both takes. So I figured out what he was doing.
He gluing them
You know,
together.
yeah, just he's like, okay, that line sounded a little better on the second take, so I'm just gonna pull this in here and glue it with that one. And I mean, it came out all right.
Yeah, that's
And
great editing.
Great editing. One warning though, I would never, ever, 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 ever suggest you do that for an audition.
No,
Never, ever, ever stitch
because
the best parts of all the takes of an audition, because
uh,
unless you know how to edit, unless you really know how to make it flow naturally, which if you can do that, you should probably be looking at editing rather than voice acting. Just don't do it. If there's a part of the of an audition that you like, listen to it over and over again until you can reproduce it, but do not chop it together with other pieces of an audition. Believe me, people hear that instantly.
oh, definitely.
Because
That is
unless you have a setup where you can get into the exact same position and into the exact same mindset for take after take after take, which would normally be with a really decent booth setup, you're going to sound different. So your voice is not going to be the same throughout the whole thing. It may sound the same to you, but to other people who are going to be listening to this audition, it will sound different. So do not at all paste together the best parts of several different takes. Just try. I mean, you got to take as many as you need. Really, is what it boils down to. Take a bunch of takes, listen to them all over again, and find the one you're happiest with.
But you know what, Mike? It's funny you say that. That's the reason why I'm not a big audiobook producer, because I'm very critical about what I hear, and I know that it's impossible to do an audiobook in the same day, and I know that you sound differently every day.
Yeah.
You know, people don't understand that, but when you're recording, you sound different every day.
really, that's why I've stayed away from audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks definitely take a very specific kind of skill set and setup to do.
You know, you almost like, for me, my pop screen on my mic
Hmm.
is set up the way that it is to let me know what kind of distance I need from my mic. And it's almost like a gauge or a measuring stick. And I don't know how many people think of it that way, but it lets me know how close I am to my mic, and I use it as not only to stop the pops, but for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I put a marker in the floor when I first set my booth up, just to show where I was going to be standing to help that distance myself. But I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah, it's a tool to consider using. So are we still on the coffee?
Oh,
We're
yes.
still on the coffee.
We're still on the coffee. Ready for that
That landed
caffeine
my
rush.
audition, apparently, so it's up for you guys.
I'll tell you what, I'll go next.
All right, go for it.
Hey, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Bam. That felt really in your face.
I was thinking from the perspective of the not till I've had my coffee kind of dude.
Maybe
Well,
you can try a different take on the intro, the first part till the first paragraph rather.
I didn't understand that.
The first paragraph, the first paragraph. Can you try a different take on it?
Okay. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and pick up. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
why don't you go ahead and take it from the perspective of the guy who just had his morning cup of coffee?
A lot more relaxed. Or jittery, as the case may be.
Well, are you a coffee drinker personally?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, how do you feel after you've had your first cup? Like, what do you normally need it in the mornings? When do you normally drink coffee?
I normally drink it in the morning
Okay.
or after I'm done with this session because I don't touch coffee until I'm done doing voiceover. It's just a little rule I made for myself because I know coffee can dry you out, kids. So don't drink coffee before getting in front of the microphone.
So, okay. So then, approach it from there. You just got done with, you just got out of the studio, you just had your first cup of coffee, and now, you gotta, and that's the character you should be approaching this from. I know you're going back into the studio to pretend like you just got out of the studio, but whatever, it'll work. Just go for it.
This isn't the pickup. This isn't one of the coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse style pickup. Delicious coffeehouse style taste since tripping over my tongue. Pickup. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
All right, what did you guys think of that? opening this one up.
It sounds a little pensive to me, if that's the correct word.
Okay.
Like, like he just kind of here. Like he ain't really trying to get you to drink the coffee, just what you did.
This script's just a little more complicated. You want to be upbeat. You want to have some of that, a little bit of that caffeine buzz in there. We're trying to sell the coffee, but then again, pushing for that relaxed, friendly, conversational style. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but that's one heck of a heck of a combination. But it's
Well,
great.
here's the
Great
thing.
script. I'm sorry, I'm off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think he's headed in the right direction. So,
I think it needs something. For me, I feel like it needs just a slight smattering of maybe a little bit of a lilt of an accent somewhere. To give it the personality that I'm looking at.
To me, it sounds, well, the way I looked at it is if Barry White was selling the coffee.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Something when you sell coffee in general, they use these very sensual sounding people.
Well, here's the thing.
Commercial. I'm thinking of one more recent than that, but I can't think of what the product was. But it's, to me, it just sounds like something that you would give to somebody with a really deep voice.
Yeah, it really kind of has that feel to it.
You're just biased.
Well, I am, but
wait a minute. Let me try it this way.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so what I was getting at earlier was this is a referencing script, which what that means is that you're taking back seat to what's going on screen. So this would have things like shots of the coffee, shots of somebody drinking it, shots of it being made. What's going on is you're the voice right over the viewer's shoulder.
Right.
So on screen, there's
sitting next to a fireplace.
Sorry, say again.
I said I keep seeing in my head coffee being poured right next to a fireplace.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This isn't one of those coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Upper crust.
Oh, where is Philip Mather when you need him?
Yeah, he's got the timbre for that.
Yeah, he's got that kind of voice.
That was a very interesting pick. Yeah,
I have to practically eat my microphone to get that deep.
Okay, let's try that.
Let me move my pop screen. Oh, wow.
Well, then, Jerome, would you like to give it another try?
I lost my sound for some reason.
You lost your sound.
Oh, all right, here we go. Ah, boy. This isn't one of those coffees you just sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So, it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Is that your by the fireplace voice?
It's as close as I'm getting that right now.
I hear the music playing in the background,
Oh yeah.
saxophone and
Yeah. Oh man.
that was smooth.
Yeah.
That's the way that I seen it. I don't know.
It would sell.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, excuse me for interrupting. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can
great.
hear you.
Hi, my name is Xavier. I'm just stopping by today. It's my first time here, and I'm wondering, what is the format? Do people read in a specific order and then get critiqued, or how does it work here?
Well, normally we go volunteer basis, so if you want to go next, you can go next. If not, then you can just hold off for a little while. But we like to encourage everybody to go ahead and take a turn. But everybody is welcome to go ahead and input their ideas, their opinions, their feelings, thoughts about the script and about the delivery. The reason being is that we want to open up your ears to what other people could be hearing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, the whole idea is basically just to allow for different opinions on your delivery to help kind of hear yourself in a different way. That way, when you're actually auditioning for work or when you're behind the microphone, you sort of have these different ears when you're listening to yourself and when you're recording and when you're actually performing.
Gotcha. I'd like to give it a shot for sure. There's some new things I'm working on in my booth, and this particular copy does challenge some real technique to be there. Richer, coffeeer, and frothier than the other guy. I mean, this is a heck of a piece of copy here. So it's a challenge, and I would like to give it a shot and see if I could make it as conversational as I can, because that's something that, well, as you know, is very much in demand these days.
Yeah. So, all right, go ahead.
So without further ado, here's give it a whirl. Hey. Okay, 1 second. My screen went up. Okay. All right. Hey, Xavier Paul. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit up and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house. Oh, down the screen moved. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeer, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. That would be my first whirl at it. Sorry, I flubbed. The screen moved.
This is a very interesting voice.
Well, that's okay. It happens. All right. What did you guys think of that?
It really sounded like someone was trying to convince me to try this coffee.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good start.
No, it's like if you were standing right in front of me and telling me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not like how I hear it from a radio person.
That's what I want to hear. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he shot through the last line too.
Yeah, it was a bit fast.
Let's see.
Of course, it was a cold read, so that
Right.
can explain some of the pacing.
Yeah. I think for the vocal style that you used, your reading was a little bit faster than your vocal style. Does that make sense?
So you're saying it would be more effective with a slower pacing?
Because you were delivering it at somewhere between speaking and whispering, then to pull the person's ear, I think you got to slow it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna try it again. and I'm gonna put it on. I put it on my phone this time so I can see it. Right, and as you said, sorry, one moment here. As you said, Michael, this is referencing, so this is all about just explaining what's going on the screen. One shot, coffee. The next shot, the guy. The next shot is, maybe him on the way to work. Right. Okay. Here we go. No. Hey, Xavier Paul. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit up and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse-style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
That sounded a lot better to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was. I think that was right on. That felt right on the money right there.
That sounded like the spot.
Hey.
Congratulations, Xavier. You're hired. Can you come in on Wednesday to do the full script?
Well, we know the voiceover industry isn't that nice to anybody.
Oh, I know.
I'd like you guys to really be brutal here.
We've got a second round of auditions.
All right. Well, if you do want like really nitpicky, then you put a lot of emphasis on latte in cafe latte. Normally when people hear it, normally when people say it, it's a lot more traditionally understood that cafe is what is emphasized in cafe latte.
Okay. I'm not a coffee drinker. It's probably showing. Okay.
Well, it's okay. I'm not either, and it's it's kind of a difficult script, but difficult script for those who don't really have a frame of reference. But I guess if you really want to, I mean, you're really close, but yeah, it's cafe latte.
And more emphasis on Folgers, because it could be anybody's cafe latte, but you gotta let them know that it's.
So this is a Skype call, right? I can actually go into my studio and hang on. Let me try something. Hang on. I wonder if you guys can hear me if I go into my studio and this is so weird here.
Is that part of the read?
Okay.
Hey, improv is good, but I think that's going a little too far.
Right.
Yeah.
How about this? I'm in my booth now. Can you still hear me?
It's a little thick.
Yeah, you sound distant. I don't think your mic's connected.
Oh, okay. All right, hang. Let me just try a little something here. Okay. Speaker mic 2. Yeah. All right. May I just try one more with maybe just a different. So if this were an audition, I would do that read first, and then for an alternate read, what different direction can I take it in to show range?
So normally when after people drink coffee, they get a little bit livelier, they get a little bit more upbeat, they get a little bit happier and whatnot. So I would say, keep with the same volume that you've been at,
Yeah.
but increase the energy. Increase the mood, should I say, actually, up your mood.
So from laid back to like, okay.
From laid back to, hey, let's get this day started. Let's do this.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Xavier Paul. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit up and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse-style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
That was on point.
Well, yeah, you did it again with the cafe latte, though.
I thought I said cafe. I mean, you want me to have to hit cafe?
Yeah,
New
well,
Folgers
here's the
Cafe.
thing. here's the thing. Just cut off latte. Cafe latte. Latte is just kind of like it's just the tag onto cafe. So cafe latte.
Okay, so that's what it is. I'm not understanding. So a latte, so you can have a latte, you can have a something else. So a latte, it's just defining what kind of cafe it is, or is it always, if you're going to have a cafe, it's always going to be a cafe latte. But in other words, you're saying it's a cafe, New Folgers cafe latte, as opposed to like the green door. It's like the green door as opposed to the green door.
Exactly.
Okay. So lattes are open. Okay, great. Thanks. Now I understand. It can make me more competitive for coffee spots. Great. Thank you for your feedback. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Well, anybody else ready to go?
I know a couple of guys haven't. So
Steve.
I'll take a crack at it.
Okay.
go ahead.
This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing Folger's Cafe Latte. Delicious coffee house style taste sensation. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee that you drink to pick up. It's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New pickup. New Frogger's Coffee Latte. Ugh.
Okay. Just a couple things. The brand is Folgers, so the G is the G is pronounced J. So it's
Okay.
Folgers Cafe Latte, and yeah, it's cafe, not coffee.
Oh. Okay.
But I think otherwise you hit all the main points pretty well. What did does anybody else have anything they wanted to add to that or wanted to say specifically about it?
No, you said the same thing I was going to say. At the end, she said coffee latte and Folgers. But it was a good read.
Okay, so that was a good read. Except just remember, it's Folgers
Okay.
and Cafe Latte. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Give it a
All
go.
right. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new For Good Cafe Latte. Delicious coffee house style taste sensation. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New For Good Cafe Latte.
Okay. You caught the Folgers, or I mean, you caught the cafe part at the very end, but you're still saying Folgers. It's Folgers.
Oh,
If it helps, edit the G out and add a J.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Just to help to see the word pronounced the way it's pronounced.
okay. Let's see. Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, right? You could do a little spoof on things people do while they're thinking, because we had some pretty interesting stuff going on. You know, with Xavier and everybody else.
Yeah, just doing like a quick cut of like all the things that people are saying in between script delivery.
Right.
That'd be kind of funny. Okay, yeah. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun. I'm not all that good with sound editing. I'm not all that good with video editing and whatnot, but yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
would be
things
fun.
people do when thinking. All right, so you ready, Takia?
Sure.
Come on, Takia. Folgers.
You got this. Go for it.
Okay. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Latte. Delicious coffee house styles taste sensation. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guys. So it's not the coffee that you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Yay.
There you go. There
Ah,
you go.
woo!
Yeah, much better.
You had a more relaxed feel right there. How did that feel to you? Was it comfortable?
um, yes, but uh, well, to me, it kind of didn't flow as well as your um low did. So it felt okay, but I didn't feel completely satisfied, if you get my drift.
Well, you did sound and feel more relaxed. Just
Mm-hmm.
remember, when you're going into this is your own script, okay? And don't worry about what the other guy's done, you know, or what anybody's thinking. Just relax your way into it and have fun with it,
Mm-hmm.
and just, adjust words that need to be adjusted, like what you had to do with Folgers, and then just enjoy it, you know, because these are becoming your words, and then should you book the gig, they will be your words for a very long time. Like that was Takia's spot. She did such an awesome job on that spot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just enjoy going through it, Play with it. Don't be afraid to play, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
play with the words and find out what fits and how it fits, and make this thing fit for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because you did a real good job with the richer, coffeeer, and frothier than I did. I struggled right through that. So you did a real good job with it. But
Thanks.
one of the things that I just read this morning or yesterday was somebody put a quote up and it said, "Don't compare yourself to somebody else because you do yourself an injustice."
I think I've seen that one. I'm not sure.
Huh?
I think I've seen that one myself. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but we're all different, so we all do things differently, and trying to imitate somebody is doing yourself a disservice. So, don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Just do your own thing and stick to it and work out that way.
Okay.
Can I try one more take?
Sure.
No, please do.
Sure
Sure.
thing.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house taste sensations. Pick up. Let me start over. Sorry. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They are richer, coffeeier and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I got a lot of sound distortion in that.
I'm getting it too.
Okay, I think my setup is a little weird here. Okay. Maybe I should see. Is it clear now?
Yeah, the connection sounds a little weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me let someone
I
else
don't
take
think
a...
I don't think it's anything that you can control. I don't know. Maybe my internet. I've unfortunately had to switch over to Wi-Fi, so.
Okay. Then let me just fix this, and then in the meantime, someone else can take a shot at it.
Yeah, does anybody
Hey,
else want
Michael,
to
guys.
volunteer to give the script a try?
Yes. May I give it a shot?
Go ahead, Steve.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Yeah, go for it.
Of course, I'm going to follow all this talent. That's just like jumping off the back of the stage, but we'll give it a shot. This isn't one of those coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee style pickup. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. I dropped the ball.
You're very relaxed when you're saying this. That's nice. I thought it was a bit more relaxed at the end, I guess.
Yeah, I did. I believe I went into it a little too fast, and then as I made it into the script a little further, I became more relaxed. So
Yeah.
I feel
it works. It works sort of. A little imperfection here and there, but that relaxed style is also a pretty nice way to do a coffee ad, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the guy who's had his morning coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm due one.
you start with a bourbon, finish with a coffee. There you
Nah, just have them all at the same time.
There you go. There you go. I got to say, guys, I'm impressed with the lineup today. I missed the last one, but this there's some powerhouses on today. It's nice to meet everybody, or at least virtually. Hey, Xavier. Guys, I've got to put a plug in. You've got a guest, Xavier Paul, and he's one of the leaders out there. I follow him on Facebook and sit in on his Sunday night phone seminars. So welcome, Xavier. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, welcome, Xavier. Hey, Xavier, can you
Nice to
post
see.
a link to your radio?
Hey, first off, sorry about that. I was indisposed. First off, thank you, Steve, and really thank you to Michael for doing this. And I'll certainly do that with Michael's permission in the chat room. And because voiceover is very competitive, groups like this are invaluable. You're always, no matter what level of your career you're at, you're always working on your read.
Amen to that.
Absolutely.
Yep, definitely.
Hey, one
Definitely.
person we haven't heard from is
Yeah.
Trey. Is he just listening, or is he going to speak?
Well, we've not heard from Trey or Ankit. Or Ankit?
Hey, Ankit. Yeah.
I guess they're just listening in.
Okay.
But yeah, Xavier, you could go ahead and paste that in there. I mean, the whole point of the mic check is to give people resources and training to allow them to, improve their reads and improve their delivery at any point possible.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I hear you, and I think this is fantastic. I feel like the field is changing so much. You got all these new advertisers, new programming. The conversational read is very popular now. Yet conversational means so many different things in so many different situations.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm struggling with.
Yeah, conversational, it now kind of boils down. It used to be, at least as far as I understand, my experience in the voiceover industry spans a total of maybe 2 years, professionally at least. Coming up on 3, though. It seems like it used to be more of like, okay, don't be so announcery. Now it's more like, okay, talk to me directly. So it's about taking the script and breaking it down into, okay, these are my words, this is not a script I'm reading.
Right. It's that place.
So like when you're referencing,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be something like, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. The whole conversational feel now would be something more like, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. It's supposed to be more of your speaking rather than your reading, your delivering.
Yeah. So it's so true, and the problem is that it's a technical skill as well as a creative thing that's going on. Creatively, we could have a bunch of different attitudes and moods to play with, but then technically, it's the ability to read cold flawlessly, and read it in a way that it doesn't sound like it's being read.
Yeah, that is a required skill.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the heart of it.
And then interpret it in that whole process, which is why I'm playing around with sort of like improvising before I get into it, like saying something like, what I really meant to say was, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit up and sip as the world passes you by, that kind of thing,
Well, how about this one? Yo, this ain't one of them coffees you sit and sip as the world shoots by you. I'm introducing new coffees, Folger lattes.
Right. Yeah, and that'll work for the month of February. And I think you caught that.
Yeah.
The Black History Month.
Who knows? That may actually sell.
Could be.
But now you're starting to see commercials like that where, they just let whoever's talking be whoever they are.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's like it's very this raw thing. What do they mean by raw, edgy, and gritty? What's edgy and gritty and raw?
It's urban. That's what it is.
I honestly, funny thing that you ask that, because I actually just landed a gig for Yamaha doing the training modules for their R1 series of bikes, and that's exactly what they were looking for. They were looking for like edgy, gritty, whatnot. What I gave to them was cocky.
Well, yeah, that's one way. Yeah.
So it'd be something like, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. It's a little bit more on like the cockier side of things. But I think it really just depends on who you are and the script itself. Obviously, I would never read a Folger script like that ever, but still.
When I hear
Folgers is P&G.
Really, I'm thinking that you're almost forcing it on the person.
I'm looking at that slight. Hey, this isn't one of those coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Oh, that was extortion.
That sounds like a gangster vampire.
What was that?
I actually heard a slight hint of Zap Brannigan in that.
there was just a little bit of that when you were talking cocky. You know, that
Yeah, there you go.
little bit
Zap Brannigan is a good cocky character. If you're familiar with Zap Brannigan from Futurama,
tell
this
the
isn't one of
crew
those
I had
coffees
a
that you
cup
sit
of
and sip as
coffee.
the world passes you by.
It sounded cartoonish.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Well, Trey, your mic is working.
Sound like a
Yes, it's working.
cartoon villain.
I don't know. I think if I was gonna go for like that really like iconic villain voice, Jerome, you definitely have got it.
Oh yeah.
This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by.
Darth Vader doing a coffee ad. Yeah.
How would Mike Rowe do it?
Very smooth.
This isn't one of those.
I think it'd just be a lot more direct.
What is the Mike Rowe spec? What is the Mike Rowe brand? Describe it. Or the Mike Rowe read, rather. What is it?
You almost got to be able to imitate his voice to get it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do.
Because his voice is deep, but it's not so deep that it rumbles. So is deep without the edgy roughness to it.
Yeah, that's probably a good definition.
It's resonant.
Right, but even with my voice as deep as it is, I can't get him. I can't even imitate him.
He's direct. He's straightforward. It's like it's like, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit up and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes, delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. That felt kind of Mike Rowe to me. I don't know.
It was a little flat, but yeah, it was pretty close to Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe would be
I think it's his pacing too. Certain way he paces his words when they come out.
But
you pretty much listen to any Ford commercial, and there you go. You've got your read right there. I mean, he's pretty much done Ford for I don't know how long.
Right, but I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, right? And it's hard for me to do it, right? But what he does, he cuts off almost every word. He doesn't drag out anything. So he go, this isn't one of those coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by. You know, but I can't get it. But that's what he does to the words. He just says them. He don't drag nothing out. He don't, no space and no nothing. Just everything is right there.
I think he is the true definition of what they call the conversational tone, because every commercial it sounds like he's just talking.
Yeah, I'll give him that. That's definitely.
Yeah, he is the king of the conversational tone.
But everything he does is deadly as catch.
Yeah, even when he on Dirty Jobs, he's like, well, we're here today at the so and so, and we're going to see how these guys do so and so and so. So come on in, let's see what they do. I mean, if he was doing a documentary, it would be the same thing. His voice just has this certain, like, hey, this is what I do, and hope you guys are enjoying it, and let's go. And you're like, okay, let's go, and you just get locked in.
Trey, I'm glad you got your mic straightened out.
Yeah, I'm rolling now. I'm rolling.
Straightforward, just very, because I've come to believe that the voice is really kind of the icing on the cake. That whatever Mike Rowe's doing is coming out of a mood, and I'm trying to identify what that mood is. Is it straightforward? It's conversational, but that's really more of a quality. That's not like an emotion. What is the emotion?
I think that he's got this incredible ability, it seems, to approach a script from the right kind of character. He seems to have the right kind of Mike Rowe for every single situation. So when he's doing a Ford commercial, it's not bombastic, but it's a bit bigger than what he normally does. Right. Introducing the new Ford F-150. All new Super Duty. Things like that. It's a little bit bigger, but it's not overdone. When he's doing like Deadliest Catch or Dirty Jobs, he's really informational, but he's not flat. So it
No.
would be something like, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe lattes, delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. So
Yeah, okay, I get it. He doesn't have to flatten it. Okay, it's like, he can tell it to you, like introducing new Folgers Cafe lattes. Delicious coffee. He can make delicious sound delicious and work and play with the adjectives.
Yeah, and make the word introducing sound conversational, which that's a hard one to make sound conversational, but...
Well, Nancy Wolfson has a really awesome little bit of advice for scripts like this that use verbiage that's not normal. Because I wouldn't normally say introducing to people unless unless I'm reading a script. What she says though is to admit the line. It's not present the line, but admit it. So for things like, let's see, what's a good one? Like the richer, coffier, and frothier, like the descriptions of the actual thing. I don't think I've ever in my entire life even heard the word coffier until today.
No. I know I haven't.
But the thing is like this sentence right here specifically can just be admitted. So instead of they're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy, admit it. It's kind of like that's what it is. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy.
Right. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. It's like it's in other words, it's like the same as me saying, it's A, B, and C. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy.
Well, just imagine when I see these kinds of words and when I see this sentence, especially in an audition script, I imagine, okay, so I've heard somebody else say this. Would I agree with it? That would be kind of like the frame of mind I would approach this sort of sentence.
Right. Okay.
But Mike, you know what? With
they're richer, coffier, and frothier than they're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. But it depends on the mood. Like if I'm upbeat, then it would be, hey, you know what? They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy.
But when you talk about somebody like Mike Rowe, he would like kind of just blow right through that, and you probably you will hear it, but you won't hear it because it goes, they're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy.
Right, it's the attitude. The attitude, and that's what I'm trying to get at. The attitude is what? Is it matter of fact? Is it laid back? Is it keeping it real? He's like the guy's guy. He's like, okay, I'm going to get under your truck and I'm going to fix it right now. Here's what your problem is. Here's how we're going to fix it. The Ford F-150. Bottom line. I mean, what is the name of that emotion?
I would say it's matter of fact.
That's the name.
It's a matter of fact. Okay.
If y'all give me a second, I'll try to go through this the way that he would. And I'm probably gonna screw it up, but I'll just do like they're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you take. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. Folgers Cafe Latte. He'll blow right through it.
Right, so he's not taking time to romance words and play around and stretch words out. And he knows who he is. He knows what he's saying. Here, it's like he's explaining something to you in a matter of fact, BS-free way.
Right, and either you get it or you don't. But that ain't my job. My job is just to give you the information.
And he's confident. It's okay. So here it is. Okay, Xavier Paul. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe lattes, delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe latte.
I still think it's too much emotion.
Actually, I don't know. I'd say that's a bit too flat.
That was flat. Okay. So then what, to get out of flat, and what is it? So in other words were not being hit?
Oh, here's the thing. Okay. So I guess if we're sticking with the micro team, which it seems like suddenly we are.
Because I thought, wouldn't he? I don't
So-
know if he would romance the worst like that.
He
would
would.
say,
No, he wouldn't. So here's the thing: it's not that he wouldn't blow through it, but he wouldn't romance it. Again, it's what he seems to be doing with his delivery, and I can't say that I'm an expert, but this is just from really trying to hone in my ears to this. What it seems like he does with his delivery is he's got a different mic row for every sort of feel. So he's got his a commercial micro for like Ford, all right? He's got his presentation micro for the shows that he's on. He's got it's him, but with a slightly different feel. So I would think that if he was reading this off, if he was actually doing this script, I mean, your delivery sort of became one note after the very first sentence. It was da 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 da. I don't. Obviously, he wouldn't be romancing things like they're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy.
Right.
But I think you give them their space. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Okay, so he would tell the story a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, he's the micro telling the story in the script. Yeah, that was a good way of putting it. He's not necessarily the micro blowing through a random description of some coffee he likes.
Right. No, so he's not going to treat coffee like he treats a pickup truck. He's not talking about when he's describing the features of the Ford F-150. That's going to be a different feel than describing the features of coffee.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And I think that's the way it should be with anybody in their own delivery. I mean, you've got yourself in different situations. This is one of the reasons it's so important to try to come up with a feel for the script and to really get a good idea of what the person's looking for, because you do already have a you in that situation in your back pocket you could pull out for this. You just need to remember yourself in that situation. So, like me, so here's a weird sort of thing. I recently discovered how delicious honeycomb was. If you don't know what honeycomb is, then it's this it's almost like buttery, puffed, crispy honey. It's just it's really weird to try to describe it. It's absolutely fantastic. And I recently discovered how good it was. So I would personally, in remembering that feeling that I had, I would approach this script in discovering this Folgers Cafe Latte, in this being like my first time trying it and really liking it and sort of admitting to what people have talked about it before, or what people have said about it before. I would pull that me having just tried honeycomb out of my back pocket. I'd get myself into that feeling, get myself into that mindset. Okay, it was really good. I liked it. How would I, what was the feeling that I had in that situation? And I think that's what Mike Rowe does. He's got a Mike Rowe for every situation. So you need a Xavier Paul for every situation. You need a Nathan Cundiff for every situation. You have these feelings already locked away. You've gone through things in your life that have given you the feelings and the experiences and the emotional state to perform these scripts. You just need to, find that memory again, find that feel that you had at that point, and use that.
Yeah, so I'm hearing it's really not about trying to necessarily imitate or cop the Mike Rowe. He's got his own tones. The idea is to not to try to imitate the tones. It's more about, if anything, model his approach to scripts as opposed to his tone in scripts. So in other words, do the Mike Rowe approach on my own voice. In other words, those first two reads I did for you today, those were not flat when you guys heard them. In other words, with the adjustments though, because I felt like I was just doing what works for me. I'm talking about that. This is how I feel about it. Again, in keeping with what I would think that they would be looking for, which is conversational, non-announcery, very engaging, and kind of what's the word they always use? Accessible.
Yeah.
What else? Accessible, conversational.
But the thing is to get the closest the way that you would talk, as if you weren't reading the script, and I think that that's the key to it. you know, if we're sitting around and we're just talking, then, you know, you're not thinking about what words you accent and all of that. You're just delivering a point. And
Yeah.
because all of us talk differently or speak differently, then our delivery is going to be different. So what you have to do is you have to find your own space that you use to get your point across and deliver the information that's in front of you as if it's information that you've had all your life. Because that's, you know, that's when you're the most effective at explaining something, is when you're knowledgeable about what it is that you're explaining.
Well, more so than that, there's knowledgeable and confident about what you're explaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but knowledge about what you're talking about is what gives you the confidence.
Well, it might, and again, it might not. I mean, a lot of us are knowledgeable and not necessarily confident about what we know. It becomes a choice, and then not without adjustment. So that the first read I did was, it felt natural to me, that pacing, but then there was a whole other level that happened when I slowed down. So what I would do in natural conversation, like I'm speaking right now, I have a tendency to speak faster, but I wouldn't deliver the script in that pacing.
Here's the thing. I mean, you're saying that. Sorry, going back to the whole, what's it called? Knowledge breeds confidence. I wouldn't necessarily say that's true. Like, I know things about the voiceover industry, and it is my passion, and I absolutely love it, and you know, I want to make this my full-time employment. But if I was to say start talking to like Pat Fraley, I would not necessarily have the confidence to try to explain to him much about voiceover.
Yeah, Pat's pretty amazing.
So,
and you know, a recent booking I did, they liked the read from the audition, but then they didn't know what direction they wanted to go in even after they booked me, which I'm realizing is more and more the case. So we did a gritty version. This was for a college, one of those college spots. So pretty much, you know, educational, informed, and, you know, like a college student talking to another college student. But they wanted 3 versions. They wanted gritty, they wanted friendly, and then they wanted urban. So it's like figuring out how to put all these different hats on within one's own personality. So the gritty was slower, the friendlier was a little faster, and the urban was a lot of things.
Man, let's so to break this down into something bite-sized, it would be, I mean, in order to get these different deliveries down, you have to have a you in each of these situations.
Absolutely.
Right.
So your characters are you in whatever different situations you're in, and that's how you bring those out for the different reads.
Right. Okay.
It's something I've heard referred to as heart and soul, because it's coming from that place inside of you, you know. So there's an element of you in everything that you're going to do.
Yeah. Gosh.
That's what makes it tough. It's a tough balance. And then one of the things that makes it even tougher is that it depends on what the person you're working for wants.
Right. That's exactly that. That ends up being the key to it too, and how they describe what it is that they're looking for, how well they describe that. You know, Michael, how do you handle confusing specs? If they're asking you to deliver on specs that are very sort of confusing, like they say to you, high energy but still with a laid back feel. How do you handle that?
Well, you obviously you can't really do both. So let's see, a high energy with a laid back feel would be something more like, I would equate that to being in a good mood.
Mhm.
So that would be the kind of delivery I'd give, just being in a good mood. If you have, so let's say I was to do this Folgers one with high energy but laid back. For me, it'd be like, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. Just more of like, I'm in a good mood. This is a good mood sort of thing.
That was a really good read for that.
There is a way to combine crazy, conflicting direction. It's just you have to find what they're really saying. A lot of the times, the people who write the descriptions for these scripts, they don't know what they're really saying. So one of the classic ones that I like to use is friendly but authoritative. How do you do that? How do you do friendly but authoritative? How do you do things like geeky but cool? How do you handle those? Well, you've got to find out what they're really trying to say. Friendly but authoritative? What authoritative would be confident. So why not friendly but confident? So, or geeky but cool. What? Well, I mean...
And here's my question. With the confidence, then, how would the confidence be approached? Would it be approached in a matter-of-fact way, in a sort of a keeping it real way, in sort of a cool, like, hey, I got this, I'm just kicking back in my lawn chair kind of thing? Or does that just depend on what you're feeling? Or is there, an understanding of...
I think the confidence would just come from... So when I think of confidence in a delivery, I think of just the information being second nature. So again, we'll go with the richer, coffier, and frothier line, but we'll try to do it with some more confidence. Yeah. So when I did my quote-unquote winning take today, it was more like they're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. It was more like I was admitting it. But if I was doing it with more confidence, it would be something more like they're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy.
Straightforward, no crap, just...
Exactly.
Just explain it.
This is what it is. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy.
Gotcha. Now, and I'm starting to do a lot of the gritty stuff too. So with your gritty reads, or with you go cocky, and do you ever go? So what are the different places you can take that kind of guy's guy read? You can go cocky with it. You could go cool with it. You could go gritty with it.
Anything self-assured. It's just being self-assured. When I think of edgy, when people say edgy, I really think they're just meaning self-assured, cocky, things like, I know what I'm doing, and I know it so well, I've got this. In fact, I usually just break it down to that. When somebody says, I want a gritty read, I immediately think to myself, I got this. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Got it.
I mean, I don't have like a super unique voice. I don't have a super I can't always modulate it all that well. But the main thing is when somebody gives you a direction, to break it down into something that you are more familiar with.
Absolutely.
Like Sam Elliott. This ain't one of them coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations.
Or better yet, imagine doing this as your best Donald LaFontaine.
Oh my God.
This isn't one of those coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by.
In a world, this isn't one of those coffees you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffeehouse style taste sensations. They're richer, coffier, frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. Rated PG-13.
Oh, that was just movie trailer territory now.
Only in theaters. Oh, but I hope this isn't getting too confusing for everybody else here. I mean, if any of you have any questions, any of you have any input, any of you have anything you'd like to say, please go for it.
What I would say is character descriptions for certain scripts. The ability to read and to be able to pick up what you need to use for it. It gets challenging, like you mentioned with edgy and gritty.
Right.
Usually, what I used to think when edgy and gritty, it would be like somewhere really deep baritone voice, Darth Vader, Batman kind of level. But I'm wondering whether that is an absolute thing or it's a relative thing.
Well, I mean, with voiceover, here's the crux of voiceover: is you can have the most versatile voice in the world, and it would still all boil down to opinion.
Mhm.
There are many really good practices you can do. There are a lot of really great points that you could remember and that you could try to implement, but in the end, it still all boils down to the opinion of the person who's listening to it.
Yeah. And when you got a casting person and they say, well, let's see, we want this, and it sounds like that guy. You know, something in a spec I heard the other day, it was supposed to sound like a guy from a TV show.
Yeah.
You know, I guess injecting his type of personality. Now, I never watched that show, so it's like I have to go back and find a reference for myself. That way I can figure out that character, but at the same time, that's, you know, kind of part of what they ask for. And they're like, not an exact imitation of, but sounds like or similar to,
Yeah.
you know, and they'll throw that in there.
Well, that's always a killer when they, when they tell you that they want you to sound like somebody else. Like, it's almost like you're getting the person at a discount. Because I get a lot of stuff like, we want you to sound like Morgan Freeman. Well, are you paying me Morgan Freeman money? You know, because and I could do like a decent impression, but you know, it's almost like, you know, that we want the discount version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough.
We
I'll
want
say.
Morgan Freeman. We can't afford Morgan Freeman, so
You be Morgan Freeman.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, can I try one trick? Or
Yeah, go for it.
okay. Hopefully no technical difficulties. All right. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte. So,
Okay. Well, what did you guys think of that?
I think. Go ahead.
That was
What was? Yeah, that was good. What was that?
what was that?
The voice you used for
I
that?
was doing my best baritone.
Oh.
Okay, no, very deep. I went very deep, and I was trying to sound as, you know, come to my apartment. I want to show you something. That kind of, you know what I'm getting at, right? Yeah.
it gave it a relaxed feel, a very relaxed feel.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did. That was
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I guess the come to your apartment worked.
No, I mean, I always generally associate. I generally associate coffee with that kind of.
You got a line
environment.
right out in front of your door right now.
Oh man.
Wow, that's a hell of a coffee.
Oh, you got to watch who you get at too.
Wow.
I'm hearing that George of the Jungle thing. This coffee stuff really work.
The thing is, though, Laurel, your accent and your natural delivery, though, you have your own baritone, or I wouldn't try to be the baritone. And I know you're
Okay.
playing with the script. Be yourself. You have a beautiful accent, whether it's from India or from the East or British. I mean, you have a style of delivery that's just a lot of baritones and basses. We'd love to have that. So
Mhm.
I think you have a great just using just your natural delivery.
Well, my natural delivery wouldn't be as, what do you say, inviting. See, this is my natural delivery. Now you can just listen to this one. Lattes, delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. You Folgers Cafe Latte. It's a little bit,
And here they
it
come.
introduces a little femininity in the
Well,
voice, so to
but there
speak.
again, it depends on the audience. You know,
Yeah.
the demographics, the audience, who are you speaking to? You know, that might sell in that market a little bit
Yeah,
more.
that delivery could have, yeah, in my opinion, that delivery could have very easily worked. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to think, okay, sometimes with most of these coffee commercials, it's either during morning shows.
Mhm.
Sometimes they will toss them into, the prime time stuff, but most of the time it's the target audience they're looking for, you know, and especially with the way they do targeted ads nowadays.
Hmm.
So that delivery, I mean, with the pacing of it, it could have hit the 20-something crowd, you
Mhm.
know. Of course, the other more relaxed delivery that you did, that would have been more prime time, you know, a different audience altogether.
Yeah, I guess the coffee brand also is dependent. Yeah. Like I don't know. I've never drank Folgers. I'm actually hearing it for the first time, so I don't know what kind of target audience they go for. So
Coffee
Okay,
drinkers.
we can take a quick.
no, the type of coffee drinkers. I mean.
We could try to get Trey to read.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
Your turn, Trey.
Alrighty. Since all eyes are on me, let me scroll back up to the script. Hang on a second. Okay. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
Man, that honestly, personally, if I was going to give you any direction, it would be super nitpicky, and I don't know how, okay you would be with that. Otherwise, I think it was a really, really solid read.
Yeah, that sounded
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, it was nice. Like you're going for a completely different style there, so that works. If you're
I mean,
if it was
I grew up in a house with 4 women, so nitpicky, I'm good with.
Okay. So then, when you went into the descriptive words, they sounded. You went really bright with them. You went really high. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
outside of the range of what you were of the rest of it. So like when you do go into the descriptive words, go ahead and keep that a little bit more subtle. Keep it
Okay.
in line with the rest of everything else. They don't necessarily need to be billboarded. The billboard really is the new Folgers Cafe Latte because it has new in front of it. It's their new product.
Mike, I understand what you're saying, and I agree. But I think he did that with the whole read. I listened to him speak, and then when he started doing his read, the whole thing was brighter.
Hmm.
Did anybody else hear that? Was
Well, I heard a brightness to it, but it sounded like he was relaxed into it. I mean, just doing it with his own signature personality into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my intention on the read, as I was sitting here looking at it, and listening to you guys as well, if this is supposed to be not your average coffee or not your father's coffee, the one that, like the line says, it's not the coffee you drink to take a break, it's the one that gets your break started. So I'm trying to wake that person up saying, hey, just that coffee you need right here, bro, to get out, let's go. So I went into it thinking, if I start bright and get the person's attention, rather than going, this isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. I'm not trying to put them back in a slumber. I want to brighten them up and wake them up and get them into it. So that was my interpretation of the read.
That was the actual feel you gave it too.
Hey,
That's what I caught with that.
just a point of clarification. I wasn't saying that anything was wrong. The only thing that I was saying is that I noticed that the whole read was brighter than your normal speaking voice. Which, like you said, is a good thing because of the intent and purpose that you had when you was doing your read. It sounded really good.
Appreciate that, y'all.
Yeah, I'm sorry if it sounded like I was
No. You guys are cool. I was just giving you the reasoning behind why I did what I did. I used to have a lot of difficulty with my range. Everything I read was how you hear me now. Just this isn't one of those coffees that you. And I really worked hard on. And it's funny coming from an acting background. I'm like, okay, you've done this before. You have range, you have good tone. Just switch up. But something about doing voiceover, I had to rededicate and almost retrain myself to get back to that guy who used to be on stage and could do all those things. So now I try to attack scripts when I see them, or even when I'm given direction. You don't have to be that same monotonous flat dude. Even though my voice has a little bit of not super heavy bass like my man over there. I can get low like that if I have to. But I try to be bright every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you go ahead and give us another delivery? Just go for it. Go for it one more time.
Okay. This isn't one of those coffees that you sit and sip as the world passes you by. Introducing new Folgers Cafe Lattes. Delicious coffee house style taste sensations. They're richer, coffeeier, and frothier than the other guy. So it's not the coffee you drink to take a break from your day. It's the coffee you drink to break into it. New Folgers Cafe Latte.
That was good.
If I was gonna nitpick,
Here we go.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Go ahead,
I was
bro.
gonna nitpick, the only thing that really caught my attention was is the coffee you drink to break into it. You kind of upswung on that instead of making it a statement. But I like the read. You did your job on the read.
Yeah, you again went with that relaxed style again. So again, that's a good style. I'm not used to hearing that style for a coffee.
Well, you know what it is?
That's my only problem. Really. It's like your voice is great. In that read. But again, it's only my bias.
Yeah. Well, part of that relaxed style comes with I do a lot of narration and a lot of explainer videos. So I have to be in that kind of I can't think of how I would describe it, but over time you get used to when you read, especially with narration and explainer videos, you have to have a certain tone, a certain speed of how you deliver the script. And I've noticed that it works in certain cases when doing commercial reads. So I'm kind of bridging the gap between those two genres, and it's been working for me.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It seems to be.
Well, thank you, sir.
And I can get goofy too.
Oh, sure.
All right. Well, has everybody gone? Is there anybody who hasn't gone yet? Steve, did you go?
Ankit.
Yeah, I'm good. I did. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep everything straight. There was a lot of conversation, and my mind's been pulled left and right.
Okay.
That hurts.
Ankit, I don't know if you have a mic attached right now or what's going on, but we can't hear you at all.
Come on and join the fun, mate. It's a good group here.
I haven't seen anything from him at all.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be having technical difficulties.
I don't even see his mic muted.
True.
Yeah, there might be some technical issues, but all right. Yeah, we're broaching on the 2-hour mark, so I think this might be a good time to go ahead and call it an end to the broadcast. That doesn't mean that the hangout has to end. We can continue hanging out afterwards, but I think this is a good point to end off the broadcast. So Nathan, go ahead and sign us off if you'd like.
All right. And this has been a good one. I do want to say, if you're catching this on YouTube, share the daylights out of it. Let everybody know we're out here.
Please.
And, oh yes, it's bucket loads of fun, and just come on in and enjoy. And if you can't make it in, enjoy watching, because we're on YouTube too. So talk to you guys later. Bye.